Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my end of July wrap up for the last 2 weeks in July. I finished 8 books in the second half of July and a total of 15 books, I think, for July, which is amazing. Like, I never read that much. Someone should give me an award. 7 books in the first half of July, 8 books in the second half of July. That's amazing. Oh, if only I could read that much every month. Let's get into it. The first book that I finished in the second half of July is Empire of Silence by Christopher Ruocchio. This is the first book in a science fiction series, the Sun Eater series. And I love it. It's a new favorite. It is more like fantasy leaning, I feel like. Very character focused, set in a science fiction world on another planet with aliens and whatnot in the far future. So, Empire of Silence, a new favorite, and I've heard that this is the, like, just a starting book, and it gets way better from here, which I can't even believe, because I love it. 5 stars. Next, I read An Arc for Sacrilege by Barbara Avon, which I gave 4 stars, and it was full of sacrilege. It was about a priest who leaves the church and is dealing with alcoholism and falls for the woman running the house he's living in, and there's a lot of sad, horrible things that happen and a lot of debauchery. And it was really well written and good. Next, I finished Wake Up and Open Your Eyes by Clay McLeod Chapman. This was the book club pick for Jason's Weird Reads book club, but I finished it a month late. This is a pretty political heavy book, like conservatives versus liberals type thing. Where conservative media, as well as a few other places like Instagram, Twitter, and even children's videos, have been programmed to brainwash people. And yeah, about half of America is brainwashed and turned into, oh yeah, and it's like a possession story through the media and social media. Pretty crazy. And oh yeah, I got more to say on this. It is a very interesting idea. Like that idea of possession through the media, that's scary. However, I'm trying to decide if I like this book a lot or if I don't. Because this book affected me so much. At one point in the book, it ruined my entire night. Like, I was having actual panic attacks and just was not in control of myself for a whole night. I had to stop reading it and came back to it the next day and I was fine. But, like, does that just show that he was doing his job of creating the dread and the tension so well that I love this book? Or not? Or do I not love this book because of what it did to me? That's a complicated idea, and books don't usually affect me that much. I've been reading horror for years and years and years. And that's the first book that did that to me. And at least horror books. You know, I did kind of have a meltdown after one scene in a certain Song of Ice and Fire book, but this was unique experience that I think I love it. I mean, you're supposed to get a reaction out of the reader, and it definitely got that, that's for sure. If you don't like politics in your books, don't like, or are easily offended, I suppose, you might want to steer clear. I give it 4.5 stars. Next, I finished The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. This is the third book in the Gentleman Bastard series. I thought it was a trilogy, but apparently there's a new one coming out sometime soon. I am excited about that. I was not the hugest fan of the first book. I mean, I liked it. I thought it had really good elements, but overall I wasn't like so invested. But after reading the second book and now the third, I love this series so much. It is amazing. The characters and humor in particular are fantastic. And I gave it 5 stars. Next, I finished another arc, Requiem by John Palisano, which is a sci-fi horror book about a small crew on a cemetery in space. And a cosmic entity gets on board and starts creating all kinds of problems. Then our main character, Ava, has to face the entity to save all their lives. Such a good one. I did like it. I mean, it had its issues, but overall, I liked the story and gave it 3.5 stars. Next, I read Chain Gang All-Stars. I am not going to say that right. Should I try it? Nana Kwame Ache Brenya. Chain Gang All-Stars was quite the book about, it's kind of, like a, what would you call this? Like a, speculative fiction, near future type thing where the for-profit prison system in the United States goes a step further and makes a deathmatch game for prisoners, where prisoners can sign up to go in fighting pits, basically, and fight to the death. And if they can live a certain amount of time, then they will go free. And they get some benefits while they are signed up and living. But it's definitely got a whole lot of social commentary on the prison system, current prison system, by looking at a very like dystopian type situation that, you know, it's wild. But I thought it had a lot to say in a very exciting and sad book. Next, I finish The Gate of the Feral Gods by Matt Dinniman, which I gave 4.5 stars. This is book 5 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. It is a book club, reading through them all on the Bookish Drummers Discord, and I really love this series. The first one has been the best. The rest are really good, but seem like more of the same. Like, something really impressive has to happen to kind of meet that initial craze I had for the first book, I think. But still, such a good series. So fun, funny, So yeah, if you like lighthearted, funny things with lots of action, and if you like video games, then Dungeon Crawler Carl is a must read. The last book I finished in July was Jedi Summer by John Bowden. And I read this for the Summer Spooks reading challenge created by E.D. Lewis Reviews. This was for a book with summer in the title, and it is a horror coming of age novella, and it was so good. Mostly coming of age, a little bit of horror in there with ghosts and real life horror, like murders and things, but it was mostly about a teenage boy and his little brother the summer that Return of the Jedi come out, and a lot of this book was about John Bowden's actual life. Some of it was not, obviously, but some of it was taken from real life, which I could feel while reading the book. Can just really tell if something is really like true from the heart. I loved Jedi Summer so much because, one, I love coming of age, and two, I love horror, so it was the perfect mix in a short little novella package, which is refreshing for the coming of age genre. The other ones that I've read have been, 1,000-page chunkers, so it's a good one. And those are the 8 books I read in the last half of July. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, or would you want to read them. And I will be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.